Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast, the show that gives you advice on everything from hair to fashion to skincare products. We'll talk about the latest trends in makeup, hairstyles, and anti-aging remedies. And we'll cover all of the newest fashion trends. If you have an interest in or questions about the beauty and fashion trends that might work best for you, the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast has got you covered.
Welcome to the GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Colleen, and let's just get into some beauty stuff. So, I was looking around the interwebs like I always am, and I thought, it's the beginning of the year, and there's a lot of makeup coming out, and I thought, why don't I go over a bunch of these new launches that are coming out that I've seen, and tell you guys my thoughts on them, and kind of just a little bit about them in general, what I'm feeling, what I'm not feeling, do I feel like I'm going to pick this up, am I not, that kind of thing. And I thought that would be kind of fun, and I thought we would start off with something that I think might have just dropped, but it's still relevant to being very new. And that is the Jaclyn Hill Palette Volume 2. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. Actually, let me pull up the one that I have right next to me, which is not the new one, but the old one. Hold up. Okay, so I've got the old one in front of me, so we can kind of pull for reference. But let's continue on. Okay, so I'm looking at this. It's $39, so like $40 plus shipping, depending on if you can get it at Ulta or not. Let's see, what is our description? When Jaclyn Hill goes big, she goes all the way. Our OG Morphe babe never half sasses. Wow. Half sasses. Something. It's extra to the extreme, just like our brand new dramatic palette. She's created 35 vivid shades to help you live your best life 24/7. These bossy brights won't back down. So are you ready for the ultimate glow? Matte, satin, and shimmer. There are a bunch of shade names going by row. And so this said it is 35. 35 shades. And I have... Hold on, I gotta count. Oh wait, no. 35. I feel dumb. I looked at the bottom and it said 35 Dream Colors on this one. So it's the same size, the same amount. I think it's pretty big, to be honest. And I don't like that it doesn't have a mirror on the inside. This one doesn't show that it has a mirror on the inside either. I don't think so, but I'm not a big fan of this specific palette as a whole. It's not anything against her or anything like that. I've used this palette a million times and I feel like everything just blends into nothing. And I'm big on setting down colors and then blending them out. I like to map out where I'm putting things first and then blend. And these just kind of blend to oblivion. Am I still using it? Absolutely, because I don't want to waste my money. That's really what it comes down to. And I feel like that's how everybody should kind of be at this point, is like, if you have a palette or something that you've spent a lot of money on, you might as well find a way to use it to the best of your abilities. Like when I talked in my Target, new products at Target podcast, I talked about this e.l.f. jelly highlighter, which I have right in front of me. And this I am still playing with in different ways because I'm not going to waste my money, but it just wasn't the best highlighter. Now, back to this palette and the new one coming out. So I'm not a big fan of the old one, and I've seen a few reviews on this already because I was just kind of curious. And people say it's great and whatnot, and honestly, I'm not into it. There's something so dull about the colors. Something so not inspiring to me. And when I'm looking directly in the old one, next to a picture of the new one, it looks very similar, but brighter. And instead of the blues, it's purples. And I don't know. I just don't think I'm into this. And for $40, I think you could find some stuff a lot better for $40 than this. But I mean, I want to know your guys' thoughts just in general on this because I'm very, very curious. If you guys are planning to get it, if you're not, just hit me up on the Twitter or the Facebook. I'm at GSMC _ beauty tips on Facebook and GSMC beauty tips on Facebook. Wait, I said Facebook and Facebook. Okay, it's early this morning. I'm so sorry. My brain is absolute mush. But you guys should tell me what you think about this palette and any palettes that I talk about or anything that I talk about in this entire podcast. And you can reach me, here we go, the correct reaching, at GSMC _ beauty tips on Twitter and GSMC beauty tips on a Facebook page, or on Facebook as well. I almost had it. Did you hear me? I was almost like 100% golden with that, and then I just lost it. But let's continue looking at this just for a few more minutes. So there are a lot of shades. It's once again ranging from, well, they're majority warm shades, to be honest. It's just a lot of warm shades. It gets a little cooler towards the bottom, but it's still just a lot of warm shades. It ranges from your light in your top left-hand corner all the way into your darkest one in your bottom right-hand corner. And let's read some reviews. 21 reviews. I'm on the Morphe website, mind you. It says, I really love this palette, all the colors, but when I woke up this morning after wearing it last night, my eyes were a little red and swollen. Does anyone know which colors to avoid if this happens to on other shades? Beautiful, great, just wow and beautiful. Oh my god, amazing, amazing, obsessed. So people are really seeming to like this palette, but I do see that the one person did have an issue with their eyes getting a little inflamed and irritated the next day. So just keep that in mind. There might be a few shades in here that might irritate your eyes if you have sensitive skin. Just kind of keep that in mind. That's why I like to go through these reviews. Let's go straight on to Ulta. I don't know if it's on Ulta yet, and I should because I'm doing this. And we're going to look up Morphe. And it doesn't look like it's there as of yet. I see the first one, but I don't see the second one. So it looks like it's not on Ulta yet. I don't know. That's what it seems. I just don't know if I'm into this, to be honest. I love Morphe brushes. They're my absolute favorite. I have the Morphe contour palette, I think, and I really like that one as well. But I'm just, man, I don't know how I feel about these palettes in general. It might just be me and the way that I work, or, you know, it might be this palette, but I'm just not the biggest fan. So I really, really don't think I'm going to purchase this palette. Nothing against her, none of these are going to be against anybody who owns the brands or whatnot. At least shouldn't be. Ooh, that would be terrible, right? But none of that's going to, you know, be against any of that. And, man, I'm just not going to buy this. I really thought when I noticed that she was doing another palette, I was like, okay, well, she's got to one-up this and then one-up the Volt collection that came out that was just terrible. I didn't even try to pick that up because I'm not about to buy something that everybody I talked to said was really, really bad and not worth the money. So I was kind of excited about this, thinking that she was just going to put out this crazy, not the same as everything else palette, and it's the same thing but brighter with a few different shades. That's all it is. I'm not going to pick this up. Let me know what you think. I'm on the Twitter at GSMC _ beauty tips on Twitter and GSMC beauty tips on Facebook. See, now I can get this. Now I can get this going. But I really want to know your guys' thought, and if this is something you are going to be picking up. Obviously, I'm not, you know, trying to stop you from picking up anything or whatnot. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's just kind of how makeup works. But let me know. I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to move on to some more new makeup launches and what's in store.
The GSMC Life and Happiness podcast takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible. Download the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Back to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast. Now, before the break, we were talking about, specifically we were talking about the new Jaclyn Hill launch that has dropped, the new Jaclyn Hill Palette 2, and we're talking about new launches in the makeup world just in general, and I thought we would talk next about a collab with ColourPop, and this is ColourPop. Well, ColourPop is launching a Sailor Moon makeup collection. Now, let's see. So I'm on the website right now, and it's actually dropped today. So from when I'm recording this, which is... What is today? Today is... Why can I not know? It's the 20th of February. So it dropped today, and actually most of it looks like it's out of stock, and it just dropped. If you hear clicking, that is me going on the website because I do want to reference everything to make sure I'm getting the correct, I want to get the correct prices and whatnot out to you guys because I assume that they'll come back in stock for a little bit, as do most ColourPop collections in general. So this is the Sailor Moon X ColourPop collection, and the first thing I see on here is the Sailor Moon X ColourPop collection, like the full collection, which is $89, and then all the individual stuff as well. So let's go to the full collection first. I know it says it's out of stock already. Oh, when I click on the full collection, it shows me everything individually. Okay. So let's start off with the Pretty Guardian eyeshadow palette. This is $20. There are, how many shades in this? I don't know. We're going to click on it. Quick view. So this is the Pretty Guardian eyeshadow palette, and it is $20 and has, I'm just going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 eyeshadows in it. None of them are too crazy. They're pretty neutral. And let's move on to the next thing in this collection, which is the Daylight Lip Bundle, which comes with, it looks like a gloss and a lip. Let's see. Okay, we gotta click the whole thing here. Otherwise, it's not going to tell me any information. So this comes with the glossy lip in Moon Tiara and the ultra blotted lip in Usagi. These are both pretty neutral colors. This is a yellow-orange gloss with a golden pink pinpoints. It says pinpoints, like really. And then Usagi is ultra blotted lip in sheer mid-tone pink. So pretty neutral, pretty everyday. And this goes for $15. There's another lip bundle, which is Moonlight. So you've got Daylight and Moonlight. This one comes with Bunhead, which is the ultra blotted lip in sheer rosy pink, and Sailor Moon, the ultra glossy lip in a pinky coral gloss, I can read, with gold pinpoints. I don't know what pinpoints mean. I assume it means like glitter. And this also is $15. Now, it looks like you can also get each of these individually as well for $8 a piece, or you can get each kit for $15. The Moonlight kit is out of stock. from when I'm seeing this. Usagi itself is out of stock, as well as Bunhead. So both of the blotted lips are out of stock, and the Pretty Guardian eyeshadow palette is. And then they have the Sailor Moon X ColourPop collection, which is $89 and comes with everything. But I'm still going to go over everything individually so you know what comes in here separately. So let's move on to 2 pressed powder blushes. You have Cat's Eye, which is $12. And Cat's Eye is described as a paralyzed rosy pink with silver pinpoints. I don't know what paralyzed rosy pink means. I think that sounds kind of terrifying. This is $12, and this one comes with, I think that's Luna on the front. And then you also have From the Moon, which is the same. And that one is, let me click on From the Moon so we can get the right color. This one says it is... this one says brighten your complexion with the perfect natural flush of color in a soft and blendable powder blush. And this is a matte, vibrant pink. Oh, I guess they both, the box comes with the kitty on it. And then they have a holographic Sailor Moon with, I believe that's Artemis. And those are out of stock as well. Remember that this is really, like, when I'm doing this just dropped. Like, I just got the email and it dropped. And I wanted to go over this anyway, so it's kind of cool that I can see it as it comes out. And I promise you that I assume that most of these products will come back in, because that's kind of how ColourPop seems to do their thing, is they drop it, everything goes out of stock, people get kind of upset, and then it comes right back. That's kind of how it goes. But there are 2 last things in this collection, which are glitter gels. You have the glitter gel in Moonlight Legend and Prism Power. Now I'm going to click on Moonlight Legend first, and we'll go through that. Moonlight Legend is a soft pink with multi-dimensional glitter. I don't know if these are eye safe. I want to know. High glitter gel provides intense sparkle, featuring a blend of multiple glitters, suspended adhesive, gel formula that means no glitter glue. Take a look. It says hair and body. I don't see anything about it being eye safe, so just be weary about that. Yeah, it's a very beautiful pink color, and once again, that's Moonlight Legend. And now let's move on to the next one, which is Moon Prism Power. Both of these are $9, if I hadn't already said that, just wanted to reiterate. And this one is a soft lilac with opalescent flip. Okay, and moon-shaped glitter. That's super cute. Once again, while I'm looking at this, I'm trying to find if it is eye safe, and it does not say. They are both vegan and cruelty-free, but it's not telling me if it's eye safe, but the application tip says apply with fingertips to hair and body. So just keep that in mind. And that's everything except for the last one, which is the entire collection, which comes with everything. It looks like it doesn't really come with anything else special besides everything that's already in the kit. Now, do I love this? I don't know. I looked at this before and I was kind of underwhelmed. I was hoping for maybe cuter packaging or a highlight or different colors that kind of mimicked every single sailor in the eyeshadow. And I think the glitters are just a little out of the ordinary, and the colors for the lipsticks are very muted, and I was hoping they'd at least kind of look like her scepter for the lid, but they really didn't go that far. So will I be purchasing the Sailor Moon ColourPop collection? No, unless the lips go on sale and come back in stock, because I do kind of like the blotted lips, the colors, plus I just kind of like one that's called Sailor Moon, because I'm that kind of person who just wants things for packaging, and also because I don't know. I'm that person. But I'm not sure if I'm going to buy this collection. I do kind of like the lip bundles, but I'm definitely not going to get the eyeshadow palette or the blushes. And the glitters, I feel, are a little meh to me. If I want a big chunky glitter, I'll probably go for Trixie Mattel's line of chunky glitter. Now, I'm going to take a quick break. before I just keep going off on whether or not I will buy this. And when we come back, we will talk about some more upcoming makeup launches.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Welcome back to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast. Now, before the break in this entire podcast, we're talking about new launches in makeup and what I think about them and what's coming out so you guys can kind of look forward to it. A lot of this has either just come out or is just about to come out, and I can at least give you a little insight into what's kind of coming out and what might be on the market when you're looking for something, and if it's worth it, what you think about it, and that kind of thing. So we have talked about the Jaclyn Hill 2 palette that is already out currently, and you can get it at Morphe stores or on Morphe.com, and it doesn't look like at Ulta yet. But I assume it'll go to Ulta. That's just how it goes. But and then we also talked about the ColourPop X Sailor Moon collection that just dropped like minutes before I started recording it, and so I talked you through everything that was in that. And honestly, basically everything's not on sale or available anymore because it's out of stock. But I promise you it'll probably be back in stock. This is not something that's going to just go away because people seem to love it. Now let's move on to a few other things that I found. I found something online, and it looks like a little sneak peek of something that NARS, N-A-R-S, is going to come out with in March on Sephora. And what they look like are some pressed pigments that are nice and glittery. Now, they have a few different shades. It looks like there's 6 shades: a pale rose, a rose gold, a bronze brown, a red, an antique green, and a cobalt blue. Now, they look stunning inside the little pots. Can I save this photo? I want this photo. I'll find it and I'll save it for you guys. But, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. They look stunning in the pot, but the swatches seem a little lackluster. I don't know though, because this is definitely something that's just a sneak peek that I found online. Nothing that's 100% set in stone, it looks like. They kind of look like MAC shadows, to be honest. Now, let's move on to something else that I found. Now, keep in mind, these ones that I'm talking about right now are just things that I found sneak peeks of. And if you hear clicking, it's because I am looking at things online and kind of, so I can get everything 100% right, and I'm not just, remembering from memory or something, just so I know what's kind of going on. So this one looks like it's something new from Makeup Revolution. It looks like palettes with highlighters, blushes, and bronzers, and they look very sparkly and very luxurious and covered in like rhinestones and fake pearls and stuff like that. They look stunning. I'm not sure how I feel. I'm just kind of not a big fan of everything that's squished together when it comes to highlighter, bronzer, blush, that kind of thing. And it seems pretty smushed. Now let's see what else I can find. I'm kind of doing some digging around the internet while we're talking because things keep popping up that I haven't seen and then things that are popping up that I have seen. So I feel like everything's a little bit mishmashed. It's mishmashed around the internet, especially when it comes to releases of makeup, because stuff comes out and it comes out in a rapid pace. One thing drops, another thing drops, another thing drops, another thing drops. And it's just like, wait, how do I keep up? How am I going to keep up with all this stuff? So just remember that you don't have to buy everything that starts dropping on the market to be up with the trends. Just remember that. You can do a lot of looks that you see your favorite influencers doing or, anything like that with the stuff you have at home. Don't feel pressured to buy anything. Please don't. I just kind of wanted to show you what's out there and what's coming up and that kind of stuff. So just keep that in mind. Don't feel pressured to have to buy anything. Please don't. Also, I wanted to let you know that for a lot of these upcoming launches and stuff, I'm on Trend Mood's page because Trend Mood seems to be like on top of everything that's about to drop and everything that's coming out. Just saying. So that's what I'm on right now. I am on their Instagram page, and let's look at another thing that's dropping soon. And this is the Benefit Cosmetics Georgia Blush and Cheek Palettes. So the first thing that I'm seeing here is going to be the Georgia Box O Powder, which is back with a improved shade Golden Peach Blush. It's like new and improved Georgia Peach. It looks really cute. And then let's move on to the next thing, which is the Cheeks Stars Reunion Tour, which is a palette with blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. It looks like Sugar Bomb, Georgia, Cookie, Dallas, and Hula are the shades within it, and it comes with a little brush that I wouldn't use, but I'm just saying. And then the last thing is the Cheek Stars Mini Reunion Tour palette, which is the Hula Matte Bronzer Mini, the Star Bomb Blush Mini, and the Georgia Blush Mini. And this will be available on February 25th online at the Benefit Cosmetics, and it looks like on Sephora as well. Now, honestly, I'm not into this. And I'm not into this for the fact that, I'm not a big fan of the Hula bronzer Kill Me. I know, it's everybody's favorite. But I'm super pale in general, and even the light bronzer is a little strange sitting on my face. And I feel like their highlights and blushes are okay, but nothing to write home about. I'm not a big fan of this, but if you really love their blushes and you love the Hula bronzer and this sounds like something that you're really into, then it does come out on February 25th. I did check their website to see if they had anything else on it, but they do not at this time. But it comes out on February 25th, and I'm not seeing anything about prices. But just if that's something you're into, keep that in mind and keep an eye out. I assume if you are on their emailing list, they will send you more information about it than I can give you here. Now, we've talked about a few things that are up and coming, some possible, some that are just kind of there, but not, there. Not 100% there, like these different shades of our NARS Shimmery Sparkly Finish Longwear Formula, whatever they are, eyeshadows, and also this Revolution Glow palette that really has not a lot of information on it. And then this Georgia Peach collection with Benefit, which seems a lot more ready to go. Like this will have more information than the other two that I have talked about, but just keep an eye out if you're interested in any of these things. And And I'll keep an eye out and kind of keep you posted on the social medias, just in case it is something that you're interested in. Now, I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some more stuff that's launching.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Welcome back to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast. Now, we've been talking about new and upcoming launches makeup-wise. We talked about some things that are kind of, there's a possibility they'll be launching. We talked about things that are launching. We talked about something that launched like right when I was talking about it. And let's talk about something that's very highly anticipated and is the reason I decided to really make this podcast. And this is the Jeffree Star Bloodlust collection. Now, I have talked about Jeffree Star Cosmetics before in my podcasts, and I love the eyeshadows, I love the lipsticks. I'm a real big fan of the products that come out of Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I really do. And I saw this collection and I died. I am obsessed, and I might be partaking in this launch. I have never actually partaken in a Jeffree Star launch before, except I did once. It wasn't a launch, but it was it was the Halloween mystery box, and I did get one of those, and it was worth every penny that I spent. Now, I saw this collection coming out, and I was like, okay. When I first saw Blood Sugar, I was like, I need this so much. And then I was like, nah, I'm not going to get this. It's, it's whatever. Blue Blood came out, and I was like, I like the packaging, but it's not for me. And then Bloodlust showed up. So let's talk about what's in this first. And then we'll talk about my thoughts and how I'm feeling about everything and all that kind of stuff. So let's start out with the Bloodlust eyeshadow palette. This is the thing I am the most obsessed with. The colors are stunning. The packaging is on another level. And there are 18 shades in this eyeshadow palette, and it's going to be retailing for $54. Now, there are matte shades, I'm trying to find exactly what's in this, but there are matte shades, there are shimmer shades, there are metallic shades, and two new formula shades that are in there as well. And once again, this is retailing for $54. Now, what's also in the collection, so I'm going to go over the entire collection before I tell you what I feel on each item. The next thing is a new Extreme Frost highlighter, which is called Choking on Ice, and it is a shimmery, very sparkly Extreme Frost, if you've seen them before, shade with a purple hue to it, and this is retailing for $50. I know that sounds ridiculous for a highlighter, but this is a lot. These Extreme Frost highlighters have a lot of stuff in them that makes them more expensive than your normal highlighter. And it also comes in these like premium faux leather boxes, and it's just insane. So before I just keep talking about each individual product, let's move on. So there's also 5 new tones of gloss. Now, let's see if I can find these glosses to name them off for you. So we have Lord Star, which is a fuchsia with blue and purple reflex. Iridescent Throne, which is a pale icy lavender with blue reflex. Wizard Glass, which is a bronze with pink, purple, and gold reflex. Sorcery, which is a light peach with pink, purple, and blue reflex. And Periwinkle, and Sickening, which is periwinkle with gold and pink reflex. And those will be retailing for... What are we retailing for here? They will be retailing for $18 each. Now, the next in this collection is the Mini Purple Velour Liquid Lip Bundle, which is called Queen Bee. I'm not going to say the word. And this is retailing for $52. And this comes with the shades I Am Royalty, which is a matte royal purple, Scorpio, which is a matte purple toned gray, Virginity, which is a soft lilac, Blow Pony, which is a matte neon lavender, Clout, which is a metallic lavender, Berries on Ice, which is a berry magenta, I'm Vulgar, which is a fuchsia, metallic, and a brand new shade, and Royal Armor, which is an icy lavender metallic, which is also a brand new shade. So what I'm saying about this collection, this bundle of mini velour liquid lipsticks, there are actually 2 new shades within the range, which are Royal Armor and I'm Vulgar. So if you're really into... if you've never had any of his shades before and you're really into these purpley tones, then this is something for you, and you get a little bit of everything in it. And I love his liquid lipstick stuff. His velour liquid lipsticks are on a level of their own, and they are really worth the money. And let's move on to what is next in this collection. Now, next in this collection is actually... they're not. So the rest of the collection is not makeup related. I'll read them off anyway, so you can kind of see what you could get if you are really interested in merchandise as well. You've got the Purple Crown handheld mirror, which is $30. The Purple Glitter Star handheld mirror, which is $25. Purple Metal Straws, which are $19.99. Purple crossbody bags, which are $45. Bloodlust bomber jacket, which is $60. The Bloodlust windbreaker jacket, which is $45. 2 Purple Crown dad hats, which are $25 each, and I think that is everything within the collection. Now, you can't get all the merch on sites like Beauty Bay or Morphe and whatnot, but you can get all the makeup on those sites. Now, I want to talk, or actually, I don't think you can actually get the Extreme Frost anywhere but the Jeffree Star cosmetics line. Now, I wanted to talk about those before I went into my thoughts on this collection. So let's talk about the Extreme Frost. I'm on the Jeffree Star Cosmetics website right now, and I'm reading for a shade called Sour Ice, which is sold out, but this will kind of explain to you what's in this and whatnot. It says Extreme Frost is pure pigment with no filler. Extreme pigment with no filler. There you go. The texture is like smooth diamonds, and our buttery formula offers the most intense shine. These also come packaged in a luxury vegan leather display box, cruelty-free vegan formula. It says tune your face with just one swipe, rich and decadent, drenched in glitz, so blinding it hurts. And that's about it. I'm looking at the actual ingredients here, seeing if there's anything that's like over the top. I think it's supposed to have like diamond pigments or something, but you're really going for the glitz and glam of this. That's why it's $50. I just wanted to kind of put that in there so you guys know what you're, getting in this collection when it comes to if you're going for this Extreme Frost shade, which looks stunning, but I just want you to know that you're really paying for the packaging and whatnot, and I'm really not seeing anything that's within the ingredients that is making it any more expensive. I bet there is something. I'm not 100% versed on a lot of different ingredients, but I just wanted to put those out there so you know what you're talking about. And I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back, I'm going to go over my thoughts on everything in this specific collection so you can kind of know what I'm thinking about it. And yeah, I'm going to take a quick break and I will talk to you when I get back.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now, don't bother, what's hot on Netflix, and everything in between. That's gsmcpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
Welcome back to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast. Now, this entire podcast, we've been talking about new makeup launches that are coming out there, and even some that came out while I am recording this, and just kind of stuff that might be coming out and stuff like that, just so you can kind of look forward to things or see things that you might want to buy, get a little more information on them, and my thoughts on them. Now, right before the break, we were talking about everything that is in the Jeffree Star Bloodlust collection, which actually comes out the day after I am recording this, so that would be tomorrow. And everything that's in it, and I talked about absolutely everything that's in it, and now I want to talk about my thoughts on this collection, because this collection is the one that actually gave me the idea for this specific podcast. So let's start out with the smaller things and move up. Now, mirrors. He always comes out with different mirrors on each collection, and I'm just not a big fan of buying mirrors. I don't know. That's just me. Personally, I like mirrors that are in palettes, as I talked about earlier when I was talking about the Jaclyn Hill collections, and how I don't like the fact that the first Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette doesn't have a mirror in it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to buy these mirrors. If you're really into mirrors and into cool things and you want to really show off a brand or support a brand or anything like that, then I can understand you buying these mirrors. Now, let's move on to, I'm not going to really talk much about the other merchandise because I'm not really one for merchandise. That's just me. I'm not really one to go and buy somebody's merchandise, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's just me. But let's move on to the mini lipstick bundle. We're going to call it the Queen Bee bundle. It is a bad word in the bundle, just so you know. But I'm not going to say that word, so we're going to call it the Queen Bee bundle. Now, this has a bunch of different shades in it, all very purple toned, since that is the theme of this specific bundle, this specific collection. So in this, you get a bunch of different purple types, and am I going to buy this? I do not think so. I do love his liquid lipstick formula, and I believe that Royal Armor and I'm Vulgar is only going to come in this specific bundle collection, but I am not one for metallic lips on myself, and I don't use them a lot on clients, so they're not going to be for me. I do love his liquid lipsticks for eyeliners, and if I want any of these shades, I think I would go and buy them individually. Unfortunately, I couldn't get, like I said, Royal Armor or I'm Vulgar individually, but I don't feel like I'm very I'm really missing out when it comes to that. If it comes to this, I would be spending my own money, and so this is kind of where I'm coming from on a money sense, is that's a lot of money. I believe it was $52. Let me check my thing here. Ooh, I'm on the wrong one. How did I get to a different collection? Yeah, this is $52, and I am not... It's a lot of money for lipstick. So I'm just saying that's probably something I'm not going to pick up, but it is available and the shades are stunning. I know that you can get majority of these shades just on his website as well. Now let's go into the glosses. I have not tried a single one of his glosses, but I'm very curious to try them. I really would like to know what they are, how they feel, that kind of thing. Am I going to buy these glosses? I don't know. My problem is a lot of times when I have a gloss that's got a blue undertone, it really kind of makes you look sick or like you were eating some sort of blue popsicle, and that's not something I'm going to put on all the time. And if I'm looking to spend $18 on a lip gloss that I'm going to use personally, then I want something that's going to be a little more wearable, so I'd probably go and try out one of his other glosses that he's already come out with, even though the packaging is so pretty. It's this like beautiful lavender purple color that I can't. I haven't said this yet, but purple is my favorite color, so I think that's why this entire collection really caught my eyes, because I'm like, ooh, how pretty. You know, that it just kind of caught my eye because it was like, purple? That's for me. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to buy any of these specific glosses from the collection, but I do think that I would like to try the gloss formula in general, but probably with a more wearable shade, and then maybe branch out to the more ridiculous shades. Now, I guess they're not really ridiculous, but the more glittery and different, shifty shades that he does have, regarding, you know, the glosses. And I think they would be stunning for a very editorial look, or if you're going for something very photographic, but I don't know if I would be using them enough to grant buying them when they launch, because I know they will sell out. Now, let's talk about the piece de resistance, the palette. Now, this is the thing that caught my eye. This is the thing that caught my eye because it's not even the packaging. First off, the packaging has a beautiful mirror, and I'm not a big fan of velvet, but there's something about this like royal purple. Like I said, purple's my favorite color, and it just really, really caught my eye, and I was like, ugh, stunning. Now I'm looking at the shades right now on, I think I'm on the Beauty Bay website, and it's got all the names, the shades, and what they are, and let me tell you about some of the shades that really caught my eye. So one of the shades that really caught my eye was, the first one that really did, was this metallic red color called Bleeding Heart. Ugh. I can't. It's just this, I've never seen a shade like this, and it's something I do not have in my collection, and I was like, I need that metallic red in my collection. I think that this would be stunning on so many different skin tones, in so many different looks, and I am here for it. That was the first one that caught my eye, and let's go on to the next one that caught my eye, which was this gorgeous, where are you? I have to find it within the colors here. It's this Executioner shade, which is this gorgeous black with like purple pink glitter in it. Yeah, it looks stunning. I've seen people swatch this. Oh my God, I've just seen all these photos of it and these like little videos of, you know, people who've gotten it in PR, and even I did watch the video that Jeffree Star put out himself, and I am just floored by this color. Of course, these two colors that I'm obsessed with are like right next to each other, and I'm dying over it. It's something that I don't have, and something that I feel I could benefit from within my collection, a lot of these shades are things that I definitely don't have, like the shade of Vile Serpent, which is a matte hot teal color. I don't know. I'm obsessed with this, but my problem is it is like $54. Now, I'm going to take a quick break before I continue on about this palette and how I feel about it, and we'll talk about some more stuff after the break. So just stay tuned for that.
The Golden State Media Concepts Travel Podcast, the show that gives you advice on everything travel. We explore places you've always wanted to go, as well as giving tips for traveling in those places. We'll give you advice on the best sites for travel tips, information, and discounts. Join us as we travel the world, explore cultures, and meet new people. The Golden State Media Concepts Travel Podcast has got you covered. Download the GSMC Travel Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Welcome back to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast. Now, before the break in this entire podcast, we've been talking about new launches. And right before the break, we were talking about a specific launch that really inspired me to do this podcast. Now, and that is the Jeffree Star launch that is actually hitting tomorrow, which is the day after I am the day after I'm podcasting, filming, it's like so similar. I'm just flipping my words here. And this is the Bloodlust collection. Now, I talked about everything that was in it and the prices, and I started talking about how I felt about everything. I talked a little bit about some of the shades in the palette, and I wanted to continue on with that. I had just talked about the color Executioner, the color Vile Serpent, and I believe also the color Bleeding Heart. These are colors I do not have in my collection, and that really caught my eye. And there's one more color that really, really caught my eye in this collection, and that is Vivid Mood, which is a matte hot lavender color. And I am just, I don't have anything like a lot of these in my collection, and I feel like they would just be a good addition to things that I could use on myself, on clients, and I know the formula is good. I know what he does is good. It's just spending the $54 on this palette. And also, I've done the thing once where I went and I bought something on the day it launched on his website, which was the Halloween mystery box. And that was a situation just to get in and of itself, and I'm surprised I even actually got it. And I think this would be 10 times harder to acquire. Now, they are selling this on Beauty Bay, on the Morphe website, and on his website, and I think on a few other websites for other countries. But man, this palette inspired this entire thing because I think it's absolutely stunning, and purple is my favorite color. As I said before the break, I don't know, and it's just, it caught my eye. And I did kind of want to talk about the fact that this is something that I see a lot. I see a lot of launches. Launches for makeup are just becoming more and more frequent. It's like constant coming out of new palettes, new lip products, new foundations, new this, new that. It's always coming out. And that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to have this constant flow of makeup for more options, more fun. But with social media, it makes you kind of feel like you need to have all these things that are coming out right away. And you really don't. To be honest, I don't think I've ever bought anything. Besides, I don't count the mystery box as something I got right away. And that's just because it well, I guess it had one product that was in it that was like exclusive to it, but it wasn't a launch. It wasn't something that launched right away and I needed it. There's been a lot of things that I've seen that I'm like, ooh, this is launching. I need it right now. But I didn't. I have never bought anything the minute it launched because I am always a little skeptical on if it's going to be good, if it's not. My experience with things that are makeup related that are good to some people and not to some other people end up being kind of the opposite for me. Like, let me say, for example, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. Now, this came out and it immediately flopped. Everybody hated it. Everyone's like, it's powdery, it's terrible, it doesn't blend. I bought it because I love the colors and it is one of my absolutely favorite palettes and I haven't had a single issue with it. I don't know if it's just because I am a makeup artist and I really know how to work around makeup. I don't think that really counts as why it worked for me or not. So I'm always really skeptical when it comes to launches, whether or not I should get something right off the bat. But this, I don't know. Am I using this entire podcast to debate whether I want this palette or not? Sort of. But, I kind of wanted to talk about different launches to kind of show you guys that there are a lot of things that come out and there are a lot of things that are constantly coming out. And I wanted to talk about some of the stuff that is coming out that you might be interested in. But, I also kind of wanted to bring home the fact that you don't have to. Don't feel pressured to go out and get something just because your favorite influencer has it or because everybody's pushing it and they're like, look at this, it's amazing, it's this, it's that. Save your money. Like, money is a lot. I don't make a lot of money. I don't make a lot of money. And it's hard for me to buy a lot of things, when it comes makeup wise. And so I really sit there and I debate whether or not, you know, is this worth it? Am I going to get a lot of use out of it in my kit? Is it just going to sit there? That kind of thing. So even when I did the Target video, that's something I did in the store with everything that I looked at. I was like, okay, am I going to use this on my own? Am I going to review this and hate this? Am I going to use it on my own? If I don't like it, what am I going to do with it? Like, I really sit there and I debate things because I don't have a lot of money. I don't, I have a lot of products, but they've been slowly built up. And I've been very fortunate to have some very great makeup friends who've helped me out with a lot of things as well, given me some stuff to help build my kit and all that kind of fun stuff. So this is money that I've had saved up and I really don't know if I'm going to purchase it. And I kind of wanted to go through that debate with you guys and let you guys know that I'm, being a makeup artist or not being a makeup artist, money's a lot and these things cost a lot of money and you really should kind of sit there and be like, is it worth this? Is this going to be something I use a lot? Is it not? Should I drop the $54 and shipping on this palette? Or should I maybe save it and use it on something else? I'm at the crossroads here. Let me tell you, I just don't know. And am I using this podcast to debate myself? Absolutely. And I don't know. I just kind of wanted to bring home the fact that this is not, not everybody can be like the people you see online who have every single product all the time. And, a lot of them get PR. They get PR packages where the companies send this to them. Do I? No. I do not get PR. Would I love it? Absolutely. Am I going to go ask for it? No. It's kind of that thing where it's like, I don't get PR. I'm not like these influencers. I am a makeup artist, but I'm not like these influencers who are graced with all this makeup that's new and sent to them because they're trying to promote it. And I'm not trying to promote anything to you. I'm trying to show you that, even as a professional, I'm still not going to go out and buy everything just because it looks fantastic and somebody else has it. I'm going to sit there, I'm going to debate it, and I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to use it or not, and then go from there. And if I do get this palette, you guys, I will review it on a podcast for you guys so you guys can see if it was worth my money and, you know, how I would use it even if some of the stuff isn't working the way I'd planned it to and all that kind of fun stuff. I've been debating on a few things that I might use this saved up money for, and whatever it is, makeup-wise, I will definitely bring it to you guys, or fashion-wise, or what have you, so you guys can get a kick out of it just as I do. But with that, I want to thank you guys for sitting through this kind of chaotic podcast of me talking about all these new products coming out and new things coming out and all this kind of different stuff, and I want to thank you for sitting there and listening to me debate myself over this stupid eyeshadow palette. Oh, it's a terrible thing. It's not terrible. It's me being terrible debating myself on podcast. But I just kind of, I don't know. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for listening to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Colleen, and I will talk to you in the next one.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows from the GSMC Podcast Network, from health and wellness to entertainment and life and happiness to sex and relationships. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast.